Hey Michael, is this a pancake or a pudding?
Yes, it's got a lot of cream, a lot of eggs in it, and some supporting cast to kind of hold it together, but it's a fried pudding.
Welcome to 18th Century Cooking. I'm your host, John Townsends. We have a special guest in the cabin today. The first time we've had some guest in the cabin to cook, Michael Dragoo. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, sir, very much.
And what is this recipe?
It's from what we call the Martha Washington cookbook. It's her first husband, Daniel, presented her with a family book of receipts when they got married. And this is one of those receipts, and it's called To Make a Fried Pudding. Take 8 eggs, leave out 4 of the whites, a good porringer of cream, grated bread and sifted through a colander, put it in sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Oh yeah.
When it is well seasoned, beat all well together. It must not be so thick as for a pudding, nor so thin as for pancakes. You must put in a good many currants, a handful of wheat flour, put this into a frying pan, and keep it continually stirred over a quick fire. Fry it in good butter and turn it with a pie plate like a tansy, and fry the other side. Then serve it up with sugar strewn upon it.
It's a fun recipe, and it seems like they're a little confused at times, aren't you? It's like it's a pudding, it's not a pudding. Yep. Make it thick enough for a pudding. No, not too thick.
Not too thick, that's right.
Right. And then they even give us directions about how to flip it over when, you don't tell people how to flip things over.
It's almost like an omelet with some fruit in it. Right. It really is. I wasn't expecting to like it, and I really enjoyed it. I've made it several times.
And as a pudding, it reminds me of a modern recipe that we have in our family, which is a German pancake, which is actually baked, and so that you don't have to flip it over. It's like a super thick pancake is what it is. So this must be kind of similar to that.
They're eggs and whole whipping cream, and then just enough breadcrumbs and a little bit of flour to bind it up. It's pretty sloppy until the very end.
This episode is brought to you by Colonial Comfort Foods. This is Michael Dragoo's brand new cookbook. It'll be available September 16th on our website. You can find a link down in the description section. Michael, can you tell us a little bit about this cookbook?
Sure. These are recipes that bring your family history to life. I use my own examples from France to England to the colonies. I've got over 75 recipes in there from those different places, those different stops along the way. And the book is meant as an encouragement for you to find your own examples from wherever you're from and get your family together and celebrate your family history in a manner that is much more in depth than little boxes on a piece of paper.
It's full of great recipes.
Thank you. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this thing could actually use some more nutmeg. I think we've got this mixed. This is much thinner than today's box pancake mixes would be, and we're working it a lot more than we would that pancake mix. This is more along the lines of a batter that you'd use for dipping chicken or something in than a pancake batter, but that's what we're going for. Okie doke, I think these babies are done. These are more of the consistency of a crepe than a pancake you're used to. They're thin, very flavorful with the fruit in them. The recipe asks that we sprinkle sugar over the top. I want to try, and we're going to do 2 of them like that. But I want to try something different, and this is a recipe from my new cookbook also. It's a simple recipe. It's hard-boiled eggs that you've coarsely chopped in melted butter with salt and pepper. And we're used to eating pancakes with eggs. I thought, well, let's try this. So it may work and it may not, but we're going to find out. Here we go.
There.
Which one are you doing first?
I'm going to try this sweet version.
All right, me too.
To see just what we've got here with your... Now, the recipe called for currants, but you didn't use currants in this, right?
You know, I couldn't find currants, so I used cranberries and dried blueberries. I like it.
Now, personally, I think I would call it a pancake. Now, I think it's great, the idea of using the cranberries in here. Perfect substitute, North American substitute for currants that you wouldn't be able to get as easily. And cranberries are one of those things that are, you know, we've got a great quantity of. They had a little bit of tartness compared to currants. And boy, they're good.
Yep, I think I would put, I'm so used to putting syrup on pancakes, I would add a little syrup just to get it a little more moist. It's kind of dry to me, but it tastes great.
You could use a pudding sauce. You know, we could put the butter and the wine and sugar together, make an amazing pudding sauce. I think she calls it a pudding because, or the author, because it's got the fruit in it. If it didn't have the fruit in it, I think they would just call it a pancake.
Yep.
Super good. Okay, so that's good. Now we have the savory version here.
This is going to be salty, peppery, eggy.
Salty, peppery,
with our
eggy,
pancakey thing.
So almost breakfast
in.
casserole.
That's what I'm hoping for. Going in. I like better.
You like this better?
I like the salt and pepper better.
I do too. I think the salt is amazingly good in this. And the pepper.
She didn't call for salt in the batter.
Right.
If I were doing it again and I were using the sugar, I might add a little salt to the
I think
batter.
so.
But also, my fruit was dried, and I don't know if fresh fruit, she doesn't say, she just says adds currants, and currants are little guys.
Well, they could be two different kinds, but I think it's a good call. And normally, let's just say that the eggs don't look beautiful on this. This is not presentation. Wow, that's the most beautiful thing in the world.
I
But
like it.
they're good. They're good in here. This, even though it isn't gorgeous, it does give you this amazing breakfast, savory thing going on, which we would not expect. Who puts salt and pepper on their pancakes?
Well, I might from now on. This is good.
Maybe. This is really good. I'm amazed.
You just keep talking because I'm digging in here.
Really, really good. Wonderful recipes. These come from Michael's new cookbook, Colonial Comfort Foods. Make sure to check out the link down in the description section. Again, thank you, Michael, for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for bringing in these wonderful recipes. And thank you for coming along as we savor the flavors and the aromas of the 18th century.